Here's the first batch of orders for this week. These are all eBay orders, of course. And so first up, we've got a couple of mini dolls. One of them is Melody from the Lego Movie 2. And then we've got one of the Magician Camilla figures. Then we've got the City ambulance plane, which is sold for about £35. We've got two sets of Seinfeld figures going out. We've got a Hero Lloyd figure. We've got a Valkyrie figure. We've got a Tony Stark minifigure. And then I've got a little bit of a problem because I've got an Outrider figure to go out, and I've looked and I don't seem to have one. So I've got two options. One is to order one from another Bricklink seller and get them to supply it, and that would be fine. Or what I'm actually thinking is I've got this set still that is probably worth about 15 quid, and I'm thinking it's worth just as much parted out, if not more, and hasn't sold in ages. So I'm thinking I'm probably going to just strip the Outrider figure out of this and list the other figures and get the parts into the store. It's a little bit more work, and I'm not sure I can be bothered with it, but I really don't like having to reach out to other sellers and ask them to send off orders for me. I've had to do it once already recently, and everything was fine, no problem, and I was really appreciative of the seller's help, but I think I might just do this and keep it all in-house. So let's have a look at today's orders, and we've got 15 orders on Bricklink, and that's a total of 334 lots. One order has got 181 lots in, and the others are all fairly reasonable, fairly modest. So most of them won't take long. That 181 lots is going to take a little bit longer to pick. And then we've got 8 orders on Brick Owl, and again, you know, fairly low lot counts there, which will help me get those done quite quickly. And then on eBay we've got 12 orders there as well to pick and pack. So Monday is always a challenge because post office closes early at 2, so I need to get cracking and get these done. Here's something of an unusual order because this order consists entirely of jumper plates, either the 1x2 jumper or the 1x4 with the 2 studs on the top. So I don't know what this person's doing, probably just stocking up on spare parts for themselves, not to sell, but you know, for their collection, I presume, because they often just come in useful if you're doing a lot of building. Well, this is the biggest order of the day, at least in terms of lot count. This is 181 lots in 971 items. Quite a significant portion of this is the used parts that I spent time uploading last week. So again, validation that adding the used part or adding new items in particular to your inventory generates orders, etc. So yeah, it took a little while to pick, and I'm rushing now to get this packed and off to the post office. So just finished listing a whole bunch of collectible minifigures here. These are quite a few from the more recent series, or the last few series rather, and including some of the DC ones as well. I think there's about 50 in total, and just uploading those to the store now. Just 2 orders today on eBay. One is the Iron Man Mark II armor prototype, and the other, which is heading off to Norway, is this snowplow. And I imagine in Norway they probably need some snowplows this time of year. But that is set 60083. And gonna get these packed up now and then get on with the Bricklink and Brick Owl orders. Well, it didn't last long at all. It is Tuesday the 18th today, and it's already sold, £20. So there you go. Thanks very much whoever bought this. So here's the biggest order of the day, just 43 lots and 221 items, all largely dark bluish grey with the odd bit of light bluish grey in there as well, and probably a 50-50 split between used and new as well. So I continue to see the used stuff that I'm adding to the store moving quite quickly, and good to see that happening, and I'm going to be adding plenty more. Okay, so I am spending some more time sorting out some of the used parts, and here I'm really doing a pre-sort of a whole bunch of really small parts that were left over. You know, it's easy when you're sorting out Lego that you pick the big and obvious parts, you know, the 2x bricks, windows, doors, wheels, all of those things. And what you end up with, or what I tend to end up with, is something along the lines of this. And yeah, there are some bigger things in there maybe that didn't get picked up, but they're all basically small items in the main. So I'm just sorting through just at the end of one bag of that, and got them sorted into my own kind of categories, which are things like Technic related, plates, 1x bricks, anything that's really a sort of one by one, you know, whether it be a stud or a plate or a round or a cone, etc. And maybe that might be too broad a category, but we'll see. And then we've got these modified plates here. We've got some round various parts there, and then we've got things like accessories, etc. So just working through them. It's pretty tedious work, if I'm honest, and it's pretty backbreaking. And of course, at this stage, there's no real end result. There's nothing to list. All of these need to be resorted again. But my plan is I don't want to be dealing with small batches like this. So all these are just going to go into much bigger batches, and only when I've got a real big batch to sort am I going to break them down and list them, just to try and save some of the listing time, and to make sure that when I do upload them there is volume for people to pick up. So I'm trying something a little bit different this morning, because I haven't got a mountain of orders this morning, and what I have got are all relatively modest. So what I'm trying is something that I know lots of other sellers do, but I can't, you know, in the past, can't really wrap my head around it. Well, I can, but I just think it's fraught to introduce lots of errors to the picking process. But I can appreciate how that this would be much quicker if you can get it down in a efficient and structured way. And that is that I've got a picking list here for 5 different orders, and you can see that each order has a letter next to it. Let me just adjust my hands here. So you can see each item has a letter next to it which corresponds to the order. Now I'm doing it very crudely here, where I've got A, B, C, D and E going on over here, because as I said, I'm just trying this really, and my trolley isn't really big enough to facilitate picking lots of orders,
at the same time. I mean, I know of some people who do this, and they'll just do, I don't know, 30 orders at a time. I don't really understand how they're managing to do that, to be honest. And also with the size of the room that I have, and it's a mess at the moment because I'm in full used picking mode at the moment, or sorting mode rather. So if you look at the size of my room, you know, it's not huge, and it's not the end of the world to pick orders individually and go around the room. So I'm probably going to stick to that way. But it really intrigues me, this method of picking multiple orders at once. And I've got to say, you know, just picking these 5, it is good knowing that I don't have to return back up the other end of the room to start picking the next order, etc. So it could be a time saver, but I definitely have to be a lot more organized in how I contain each order's parts, rather than just having them in pots like this on the top here. Maybe it could be something else that, I don't know, gets kind of strapped onto the trolley or something, or maybe I just need a bigger trolley. But I quite like this one, and I like it because it's not very wide. It doesn't take up loads of room. If I leave it in the alleyway, I can still sort of get past it. Whereas if I had a great big wide cart, it would just be a pain, to be honest, and would take up too much floor space. So anyway, I'm halfway through the order here. Still got a few things to pick, but I just thought I would touch base on picking these multiple orders at the same time. Not a great deal happening on eBay this morning. We've got one order for an Anakin Skywalker minifigure. This is from the Darth Vader transformation, I think. And we've got a Black Falcon minifigure. And as I've said before, I sell these with all of the accessories, with the sword, the shield, helmet, as well as the hairpiece, etc. And those 2 will be getting packed up and getting sent out. I did have a question on another item, so I might get a bonus order later this morning possibly, but we'll see. Well, this was a mammoth task, but was very satisfying to get done, because this is a 64-litre tub and it was filled to the top with Lego, and we've managed to sort it out with an initial sort of all of the categories and put it into various cups and bags and one thing and another. And I've got my helper sorting it into size and colour for me now. So that's a great job done. More to tackle though, so still plenty here to get sorted, and behind here as well, and then there's more tubs under the desk and upstairs. So that's my focus at the moment, putting a lot of attention into getting some of this used bulk sorted and listed, rather than just cluttering up the room and making a mess. So almost time to take the post to the depot, and just got a couple of quick bonus orders. Had a few more coming in throughout the afternoon with eBay and Bricklink, etc. Mostly for minifigures. And I was just engrossed in sorting out all of the used here. Got plenty on my desk over there as well, trying to get it all listed. So haven't focused too much on that. Gonna get these packed away now, and then got another order for just a few items, which interestingly, one of them was for this mummy's headgear, which I only just listed yesterday, I think, or the day before. So that didn't last very long. Not very expensive, £1.30. But get them picked and packed and out the door today as well.
only a few orders on Bricklink this morning, and two of them are fairly small orders, although one of the small orders is a reasonable value, and those are for some sealed sets that I've got. And the other one is a pretty big one in terms of lot count. That's 151 lots to pick. Assume there's lots of ones and twos of that looking at the value. And then we've got another order here with, let me just have a look. What's that got? That's 11 lots for 48 items, and then just one on eBay, which is just a little hidden side figure there. So better get picking, get rid of that 151 lots, and then I can get back to sorting out all of my used. But just one thing to mention is just about being careful with your variants, because I had a little issue reported to me overnight about some mudguards that I'd sent out, and someone had ordered some yellow mudguards and a red mudguard as well, but they'd ordered this type of mudguard, which is a sort of much shorter mudguard than the others. So I don't know if you can see there. So I'd sent this one incorrectly when they actually wanted this one. I just hadn't noticed when I was sorting through them, to be honest with you. I've got a whole bunch here, and because I was using Brick Store, I think what happened was I just kept duplicating the line and changing the color, etc. So it's an easy mistake to make, but just be careful with things like this. You know, some things, the variations are so tiny. This one is actually much more obvious now that I'm looking at it than I would have thought. But some things are much more difficult to tell in terms of the variations, and they can really trip you up sometimes. So here's the first order for today from Bricklink, and it's not often that I sell sealed sets on Bricklink, but these were listed on my store, and somebody has bought one of 75225. This is the Praetorian Guard Battle Pack, and then they've bought 3 of the Sith Infiltrator Microfighter, the 75224. And they were very particular in a note that they put, asking or stating rather that they are buying only sealed mint sets, and these are all absolutely mint. They've just been sat on my shelf, all just as new, and it seems obvious that the person buying them is a reseller of some sort and is probably going to be moving them on Amazon or eBay for a markup on this, but I'm happy with what I've gotten for these. These are £15 each, and I think I paid £4, and this is £20, I think they've paid for that. So happy with that. Just got to get them packed up. I'm going to be extra careful with the packaging and wrap them all individually and then put them in a box with lots of packing. Now this is the kind of order that always puzzles me a little bit, because I have no minimum spend on my store. I let people place orders for whatever they want, and my logic for that is that I'm building customer relationships, I'm providing a good service, and hopefully that generates repeat business. And although the order in question might be fairly low in value, they might come back with a bigger order. But from the customer's perspective, I just never quite understand why
they place such a small order and pay the shipping and handling fee to get this to them. So they've bought one item, one clip, this white clip, and one of these cheese slopes. So to give some context, that's it. Now I've got to post that out with first class shipping and with a handling fee, of course. And as I say, I have no problem doing this. I'm just surprised that when someone's placing an order in a store that's got, you know, something like 325,000 items, that they can't find something else to add to the order just to make it worthwhile from a shipping perspective. But you know, each their own, and if they're happy to pay it, I'm very happy to supply it. It takes 2 seconds to pick and pack and post, and you know, hopefully in the future we'll see some other orders from them and bigger ones.
So I've spent quite a bit of time today sorting out and listing some of the used Lego, and that's left me with this batch to upload, which is close to 2,000 parts, 257 lots, but the value is only about £105. So sort of has me thinking that this is a lot of effort to go to for £105 worth of value in the store. But I have to keep reminding myself that a lot of the time spent so far has been getting it into categories, getting the used Lego into categories, that is. So a lot of what you see in here in the list are all repetitive sort of bricks in multiple different colors, etc. And so I've got lots of other categories to sort through, so windows, wheels, plant stuff, accessories, you name it. And of course a good chunk of that work is already done, and the bags that I've got set aside with those parts in will hopefully take much less time to do. But what this is allowing me to do at the moment is sort of get through the month and continue to be pretty hard on my expenditure. So I'm really trying my best not to outlay too much in terms of cash at the moment, and to use that to my best advantage when the right thing comes along to buy. So we'll see how that goes anyway, but for now I'm going to continue with the used stuff. It's Friday the 21st of January, and the orders for today are done. They were done earlier this morning. It's now 12:45, and I didn't do any filming this morning because I wanted to concentrate on getting my used stuff done. But we've just had a little run on eBay orders, presumably over the lunchtime period. So just thought I'd touch base on what these are, and we've got 3 of the clone troopers here. These are the jet troopers, 3 of those sold. We've got 2 of the Harry Potter Nearly Headless Nick minifigures. We've got a Captain America, and we've got a Branch minifigure from Trolls. Had these a little while, so nice to see that moving. So 4 orders there to get put away, and then I'm gonna get back to getting on with more of the used stuff that I've got here, and try and get back to a nice tidy desk space, hopefully before the weekend. Here's another bonus order for today, which is coming courtesy of Brick Owl, and there's quite a bit of variation to this because there are 5 different instruction sets here. One of them being the Arkham Asylum, complete with a sticker sheet. I do sell them separately. It just happened that he ordered a sticker sheet as well as the manual, and I tend to leave the sticker sheets in the manuals. To be honest, I just find them
an easy way to pick. And then they also ordered a little bit more unusually some Friends mini dolls, which is always nice to see those move. I do tend to keep the mini dolls complete rather than broken down. Maybe I should actually try parting them out. I don't really know how mini doll parts sell, so maybe leave a comment on the video if you sell your mini dolls in parts or whatever, and always good to hear how you do it. And a few other user minifigs as well. One being the Arkham Asylum Joker from the collectible minifigure series, and another one being Patrick from SpongeBob. It also ordered a second-hand used windshield here from one of the Star Wars sets, along with a few other printed tiles and dishes there. So that's a really varied order. It needs to go a small parcel because of the weight, but that's fine. You know, all postage is chargeable, yeah, nice little order. I'm just finishing up the last order of the week, which is a really small order but quite satisfying because two lots of these parts, the two used lots here, were only added to the store yesterday. So it just gives me some pleasure that the hard work of sorting the used, getting it uploaded to the store, even though the value's not enormous, it's helping to drive sales. So you know, I've had others today that have been much bigger than this. This is just the last one of the day that I happen to be recording, but it's definitely encouraging to see when you keep adding stuff and you see it turning over. So last week I sent an eBay order out to somebody, and it was one of the Marvel series collectible minifigures in the sealed packet, and I turns out I'd sent them the wrong figure, which is fair enough, mistakes happen, and the customer was really good about it. I offered to send a replacement figure the next day, which I did, and he received it, and I asked if he would return the item that I'd sent to him. And I did that because, you know, I'm selling them for about £6 on eBay, and it cost me 90 odd p to get the figure back, and I thought, you know, why not do that? But the reason I'm mentioning it is because I just had to chuckle when it arrived, because this is the envelope that I sent out to him rather. And then I'd sent him a prepaid postage label via the attachments in eBay. And apparently he had a little bit of trouble dealing with that label, because this is what he sent me back. Now, this just made me laugh, because this is printed then on an A4 piece of paper, stuck on an A4 size envelope with this inside it, and it just really made me chuckle when it came through the door, so I just thought I'd share it.